is there a way to access all the funds in an endowment, or can you only access the profit? It depends on the kind of endowment that it is. A true endowment, which is a donor designated endowment, so the endowment has been built by many donors giving specifically for it to be held in an endowment. You are not supposed to access the corpus or the original amount of those donor designated funds. Occasionally at an organization, they might receive like a big bequest, a big windfall gift, and the donor hasn't said how that they want that to be used. Maybe they said, oh, it's unrestricted completely, but it's such a large amount that the organization doesn't want it to just get blown through quickly. Sometimes they will do what's called a quasi endowment or a board designated endowment. Those funds can be unlocked later by the board because the board locked them originally. So even if that was 10, 20 years in the past, whatever, as long as it is the sort of provenance of those funds is clear and you can show that those funds were originally unrestricted and the board designated them as a quasi endowment, then you can access those funds later. But generally speaking, there are legal requirements, and you would need to look at the state in which your nonprofit is incorporated and look at those particular laws. But generally speaking, a donor designated endowment is permanently restricted, is the term. So the corpus, the original principal amount that that donor gave for the endowment, is locked up in perpetuity. And you access the earnings off of those funds. But again, if you can prove through the provenance that the original gift was not donor restricted for endowment, but was rather board restricted or a quasi endowment, then it can be restricted. I hope that helps. It's a little confusing, but those are the subtleties there, and you would need to check with your particular state on all of the legal finer points.